domestic violence.
That's correct. Okay, firstly, let me just advise the listeners as to what is the Domestic Violence Act and what that actually provides for South Africans.
Right.
So basically, your Domestic Violence Act allows, or well, basically makes it possible for an abuser, for a victim, sorry, of abuse to have a protection order against the abuser. Firstly, secondly, it allows you to obtain a protection order to prohibit your abuser from committing any forms of domestic violence against you. And thirdly, should the abuser go against this protection order and commit any form of violence against you, this will be against the interdict as well as contempt of a court order and could result in him or her being arrested.
So, Revonia, there are different types of domestic violence, right? It's not all categorized as one in the law.
No, it isn't. You've got physical, you've got stalking, you've got harassment. There's different categories of it that people just think, oh, it's just me getting hit, and it's not physical only.
So it's physical, emotional, verbal.
Stalking.
So you mentioned stalking. In today's modern world, right,
Yes.
living in the digital world of smartphones and mobile devices, you can stalk someone online, can't you?
Absolutely, all the time. People do it all the time.
Yes.
So if you feel that you're being stalked on social media,
Yes.
could you get an interdict against the person?
You can. Basically, what the courts will look at is they'll obviously need your domain. You need to get the email address that you picked up already from this, let's say it's Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram. Usually there is some sort of link that links you to this person, which is an email or a cell phone number, which you've got to take to the court. You need to take the identity of the person to the court, as well as the handle, the social network handle for this person. And thereafter, the court will then look into it and investigate it.
So even if you don't know the person's registered legal real name, their place of residence, you could still take their social media profile and use that.
Exactly, because they do the further investigation in terms of that, the police.
And you consult. So do you go straight to the police? Do you go via a lawyer? What's the process?
You know what? Everybody in South Africa are not typically, having money in terms of approaching a lawyer, because we all know it is expensive. So you can go by yourself to the SAPS, lodge the complaint. If the matter does tend to go to court, they will advise you, a magistrate, a judge will advise you, you should consider an attorney. And in that aspect, you do have free legal assistance, but that also again depends on your income and things like that. But I would also advise, and I'm sure my colleagues will say the same thing, you can approach the court without an attorney.
All right, so you can go directly.
Yes.
So Ahmed, what would constitute a